Hey, Connect Group leaders. First, let me say how thankful I am that God has called you to lead a Connect Group at Vaughn Park. You guys really are examples to the whole church of what it looks like to step out in faith and to love your brothers and sisters in Christ well. I'm making this video to share with you a vision for Vaughn Park's Connect Group ministry. First, I want you to know that this vision is the result of much prayer and study, as well as long discussions with a variety of people, including the elders of Vaughn Park Church. So here's the mission. Vaughn Park Connect Group ministry exists to draw people into transformative community. First, I want you to pay attention to the phrase transformative community. Jesus took 12 guys, and within 3 years, 11 of them went from knowing nothing about him to preaching him all over the known world. And this principle still applies today. When you take a small group of folks and put the teachings of Jesus in the center of the room, and then everyone gets an opportunity to listen and share and ask questions and struggle and ask for help and be helped, people are transformed. We may never fully understand how, but God uses community to transform people. And by being a leader of a small group, you have been giving the gift of transformative community to people for years. And so Vaughn Park Connect Group Ministry is already accomplishing this mission. We have a lot of people week after week who are in transformative community. And you as a leader have drawn them in, and God is transforming them through the community that you're building. At the same time, Vaughn Park Connect Group Ministry exists to draw even more people into transformative community. And so we want to do two things as a ministry. First, we want to keep space, and second, we want to make space. So here's what I mean. If we as a ministry look at some of our groups that by God's grace have been together for many years, and we say to them, you guys need to multiply and make space for more people, what we might end up doing is not making space for new members, but taking space from existing members. So we want to keep space for people who love their groups. At the same time, we want to make space for new people. We want all members of Vaughn Park Church to experience the joy of transformative community. Also, we want to make space for people who are not yet members of Vaughn Park Church. And we really want to make space for people who have not yet experienced the joy of knowing Christ. So the question we're facing is, how do we as a ministry make space without taking space? And here's what we've come up with. We envision a Connect Group ministry that encompasses two kinds of groups. We're calling one of these groups lifelong community groups. We believe it is a very good thing to meet with the same people for many years, maybe even our entire lives. The level of community within these groups is phenomenal, and God is doing great things. And we feel that if we come along and ask these groups to multiply, we might end up taking space away from those who are so blessed by these groups. That being said, some of these groups have 15 or more members. So to add to these groups would make them large groups, not small groups, and that would end up defeating our purposes. So the other kind of group we're calling multiplying outreach groups. These are groups that are designed to make space. They're designed to train up new leaders so that when the group reaches the 12 to 15 member mark, they're ready to make space again by multiplying. Let's take this out of the context of Connect Group Ministry for just a second. I believe as followers of Christ, we are not asking the question, am I a keep space person or a make space person? And we're not asking the members of our Connect groups to choose between being keep space people and make space people, because Jesus was both. He kept space for his 12, even more space for his 3, but he also made space in his life for hundreds more. So as Christ followers, it's not a question of are you a keep space person or a make space person. You are called to be both. The question is, do I want to use my Connect Group meetings to keep space or make space? And I want you to hear this. Both are great options. Our elders believe that both are great options and that Vaughn Park needs to be a church that keeps space and makes space. So if you decide your group is going to be a multiplying outreach group, a make space group, I encourage you and the individuals in your group to also find a time to keep space. Find a way to form lifelong community. And I'd say the reverse to the other groups. If you decide your group is going to be a lifelong community group, that is, your group meetings are about keeping space for one another, I encourage you and the individuals in your group to find a time to make space. Find a way that, as individuals, each person is making space to serve and disciple new people. I'm asking you to spend a few days processing all of this and praying about it. And you might even find it helpful to present this to your group at your next meeting and see what they think about it. The document I sent you lays out my first attempt to define my role as it pertains to each kind of group. I thought it might be helpful at this stage for you to see what might be the expectations of you as a leader for either kind of group. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to text me or call me. And I'm asking you also to pray and think about this and then let me know what kind of group you want your group to be. And also, please continue to pray for this ministry and all of its leaders. We really do want to be used by God to draw people into transformative community.